Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Anthony and today I want to talk to you about the modern mobile application development framework called Ionic. So have you ever thought about creating your very own and very native mobile application, but back in the day the only way was to learn the native language such as Swift or Java? Later on some kind of frameworks appeared as Flutter. But I was always looking for the one to combine with Vue.js because I love Vue.js and I wanted to write pure Vue.js code and make it run mobile. So here, introducing to you the Ionic framework, which supports three main frameworks of JavaScript, the React, Angular, and Vue.js. So without further ado, let's dive into the docs to the guide. Scroll a little bit down and we will find the Angular, React, and Vue.js kind of versions. So in order to create our own application, first you will need to install the Ionic on your machine. And I have it already installed, but please follow that installation guide and it's really simple and straightforward. In order to start the project, we need to use this kind of command. But Ionic provides a way to create a pre-configured sort of application with either like tabs view with sidebar or a blank one. So I want to create a blank one. So let's go to our terminal and let's go to desktop and paste the command. However, I don't want to have anything. I just want to have a name, Ionic start Ionic Vue app, it's gonna be called. So immediately he asks us to select the framework and obviously we're gonna pick the Vue.js. Now we need to select from the templates, either gonna have tabs, a starting project with a simple tabbed interface, the side menu, or the blank. You also have a list, but I just want a very blank project. Now it will take quite a while of creating some dependencies and structures, so let's just wait a little bit. Now, we don't want to create any Ionic accounts for now, and we are done. So we can close the terminal and we can open our application from our IDE. We have the pretty similar structure to the Vue.js project. However, we have multiple new files such as capacitor config, which you just ignore for now. And the first thing we need to do, this is specifically for the JetBrains IDE. If you're using one of these, please do the change. Please rename the icelint config file to not GS but CGS. If you are using the VS Code, you probably won't have it at all. So yeah, just in case, because I spent quite a while figuring it out. Anyways, so let's see what we have. We have an SRC with already pre-created rotor file. We have some global variable CSS for light and dark theme. And we have already some views and the app. And app already has a Ion rotor outlet, which is basically the rotor view. And we have a main TS file with the main configuration. It is really similar to the Vue, apart from we have already some Ionic Vue main component here. So let's start our Instagram-like application. So first thing we need to do inside the main.js, I want to kind of import all the components that I will use, not to import it in every place that I use it. So we're gonna have the import. Let's create a component here with all the list of possible components. And then I want to automatically add it into our main.js file. Let's say somewhere after we create an app. In that case, we can use every component without importing it in the component file. In order to launch our application, we need to run Ionic serve, and that's it. It will open automatically our Ionic here, and if we go to our DevTools, we can, for instance, switch to iPhone 12 Pro, refresh, and we will see some information here, some styling kind of. If we switch to Galaxy, for instance, which is an Android, we will see it with the kind of a header or a toolbar. So this framework automatically have from the box have the styles for both Android and iOS devices. So let's get back to iPhone and refresh. So let's start. Since we're gonna have kind of a home page, which we already have, and we're gonna have the profile page and the post page, let's in the views create file which is gonna be profile page view, and we're gonna have new file post page.view. Now I need a template and I need script setup for both pages. And the cool thing is that in Ionic, you don't need to define a component. It will be automatically kind of defined. And let's say this is profile page and this, post page. This is going to be profile page and this is going to be post page. Now I want to create two more routings. So it's going to be here, and one is going to be profile with the name profile, and another one will be post with the name post. And I assume that we will need to pass some sort of ID here and here in order to specify and differentiate between the posts. So now let's import our profile page and import our post page and assign it to a coordinate profile page, to a coordinate roots. Now, if I want to test it out, and if I go refresh and go to profile, let's say 1, I will be on the profile page, right? Now, as Ionic suggests, apart from having like any content directly, if you're dealing with the new page, new component, you should wrap it everything in Ion page and Ion content for better styling experience. And let's do the same for our post page. Post. Visually, nothing will change pretty much. But now I want to move between the pages, let's say. So let's do the following. First of all, I want to add Ion header here. Inside the header, I will have Ion toolbar. And inside Ion toolbar, I want to have Ion buttons with the slot start. And here will be Ion back button, which will say back, for example. And this is the mandatory part for showing the button is to have that attribute, default href back. So let's see how it's gonna work. Let's refresh, and we actually have it on a home page. So let's add a little bit of conditioning here. So the if routes to show back, let's say. Let's go and create it. I don't want it to be on TypeScript. And let's say we're gonna have this thing, which will be a computed property, which will return something, but we actually need one more thing. Let's import use root, const root equals use root, and return return root name not equal home, because we don't want to show any back button on the home page, right? And now if, yeah, we already have it, let's refresh, and we don't see it. Perfect. Now I want to navigate to profile, let's say 1. We see that page here, and yeah, we can go back. Now I want to add a little bit of padding for our content. This is super simple. You add a class, you say ion padding. Also, you can add padding to the right, to the left, horizontal, vertical, or no padding at all. But I want to have padding. Same for margin. Let's see. Yeah, we have it perfectly aligned. Now let's remove everything we don't need from the home page. We don't need any styling here. We don't need, basically we don't no longer need any importing of the components because we all have them in the main. We don't need this div ID container. We don't need any toolbar and header. And yeah, we don't need anything pretty much from here. Let's see. Yep, absolutely blank page. Also let's add some class ion padding and ion margin. Now let's create the actual markup for the content. I will skip that part quickly to create a markup, not to waste time. And I also want to ion content. I also want to wrap my routing view into the content. So I've created the markup. Empty, absolutely. Let's see what we've got. We've got just one element here, which is Ionic card. Now I want to create some data. So let's go to the, let's create actually the store, new file, new directory store, and I want to use Pinia. So let's do it. View Pinia. And let's see what they got here. Get started, and I want to npm install Pinia. Easy as that. So we go to terminal and we say, npm install Pinia. Now it's installed. Also, I want to create Pinia add to main file, main.ts. I want to have const Pinia and app use Pinia. Perfect. Just a little bit of indentions. Now in the store, I will create a file which will be store.js. Import define store from Pinia, and I want to say export const, let's name it user store, with name user and options. We will have a state here, which is gonna be a function, and we will have some sort of user entity here, which is gonna be an empty object. Then we're gonna have an actions, and the action 1 will be fetch user from database. And here I prepared some sort of a mocked user, which is the profile with the name, the info, the avatar, ID. For now is just a static one. Later on we will need to create it after the registration. We have the posts, with the photo, date, likes, description, comments, and again, ID. And we have subscribers, basically the users that subscribed, that we subscribe to, sort of. They have exactly the same structure as of the profile, posts, and posts, the same structure here. The only difference is that every post, apart from the main information, will have the user ID, so to identify the post with the user. And we have 2 of these subscribers. Anyways, now I want to kind of say that this user entity equals, for now, mocked user. Yeah, that would be more than enough. And let's do on the home page, let's add, first of all, let's import use store, const store use store, and I also want on mounted to store fetch, how was it? We don't need main anymore. Fetch users from DB. And that's it. Let's check what we've got. Define store. Yeah, makes total sense. Let's see. We have our home page and we have our state user entity populated with our data. That is absolutely perfect. Now, what we're gonna do next is I want to create some sort of a list of the merged posts. So we have subscribers, we have 2 subscribers, and they both have the posts. So I want to create sort of a news wall where all these posts will be combined. Like in Instagram, you have all your posts from all your subscriptions. So let's say we're gonna have merged posts, which is gonna be just a ref. Let's add the ref here. And let's create a const merge posts, which is gonna be a function, which will do the following. First, we're gonna check if store user entity subscribers. Then we will do, is it subscribers or subscribers? Yeah. We will do the following. We will return store user entity subscribers for each sub. And we will say that merge the posts value push sub posts, but with the spread. Let's check this out. Let's refresh. Let's see homepage, and merge post is null. Yeah, obviously it's null because we didn't call the merge post. So after, let's do it this way. Async await this guy, then do the merge posts. And also I want my merge post value sort by date. AB. And we're gonna say return new date a date minus new date b date. Right. I want to say v4 post in merged posts. Key will be post ID. In the card subtitle, I want to have the new date post date because they are unformatted to date string. Also the thing is that since we're merging the posts, we need to assign a name of the user that owned that post. So let's do another quick thing. So let's create a function called get sub by post ID, which is gonna have an ID as a payload, and we will return store user entity subscribers find sub, where sub profile ID will be equal to ID. Right, and in the card title, we're gonna have get subscriber by ID, and we'll push the post ID here. Why is it underlined? Anyways, now we have an image which will have the post photo to make it sure. Yeah, photo. Then we're gonna want to have some icon with a like. For that thing, we will need to import some icon heart outline from Ionic icons. And to use it, you just need Ion icon with the icon, right? Easy as that. Now here we wanna have the amount of post likes. And here we're gonna have the post description. Perfect. Now let's see what we've got. We have some errors. Let's refresh. City get sub by post ID is not a function. Yeah, I was feeling that something wrong with my function. Because it's in the mounted hook. Yeah, let's move it here. Perfect. Let's refresh and refresh again. Cool. So what do we have? We have everything but the name. That's weird. And we have some, object profile name. This is really looks weird. Yeah. Profile name. Let's see what we've got here. What? Can't read properly undefined profile. Get sub post. Not by ID, user ID. Yeah, perfect. Let's check this out. Let's refresh. Yep, perfect. Awesome. Now I want to, by click on an item, to go to the profile page. But let's first prepare the profile page. I will again input the markup and the empty markup just to not to waste time. So we have, so I've added a markup, and if we go to profile 1, we will see something here which is empty. Let's populate it a little bit. But already, since we're passing the kind of ID here, I definitely want to have import user store. Let's create a const store user store. I want to have a import use router and use root here. And let's create a coordinate variables const router use router. Perfect. And let's create also const subscriber ref null for now. Import. We will need ref from you, and we will need on mounted hook also, and let's prepare on mounted, we're gonna do something. So what we're gonna do, we need to, by the ID, by the profile ID, gets that profile from the state and render coordinate information. So let's do that thing. We say that subscriber value equals store user entity subscribers find let's say sub, which will sub profile, let me move myself, profile ID equals to root, but since our root param is a string number, root params ID, basically. Let's see what we've got now. The only thing that I need ID 2, cannot read undefined, store user entity subscribers. Yeah, because we don't have it. We need to go back, refresh. Only now we have subscribers. Now we go profile, but now 2. Right, and let's check the views. Profile page. Of course, it's frozen again. And what I want to see is, where is my setup subscriber undefined? Subscriber value, user entity, store, subscriber find, sub profile ID. I have a feeling that manual navigation doesn't work. So let's do proper navigation. So in the cart, Ion card header on the home page, so by clicking on that thingy on SAM and date, I want to navigate to the profile. So let's edit. Let's say on click, I want rotor. Do we have a rotor here? No, we don't. Import use rotor from rotor, and let's move it a little bit here, and let's say that const rotor equals use rotor. Now rotor push name, it's gonna be profile, obviously with the, and params are gonna be ID, and we're gonna have the get sub by post. Can we actually, sorry, it's not a right place. We need to have it here. Ion card header post user ID. That should work. Let's refresh and see. Let's actually make it responsive to make it bigger. Refresh, and we go to profile 2. If we go to Tom, we go to profile 3. Perfect. The only problem is that we see the blank page, but we don't see it's rendered. So let's modify a little bit. And let's say that first of all, on the image, we're gonna have subscriber if it has profile. Again, if it has avatar, sorry. Yeah, we have it now. Let's add a little bit of styling, actually. Style, and let's say avatar is gonna be like this, and profile info, actually profile info is gonna be like this, right? Yeah, big one. Now, apart from the avatar, I want card title to be subscriber profile name. And I want here subscriber profile info. Let's see what we've got. We have an image, an avatar, we have the name, and we have some description. Now I want to have a post, right? So for the post, I want to have a v4 post in subscriber posts. I will have a key post ID, and I want an image to be post photo, and this is pretty much it. Let's see what we've got. Refresh, go. Yeah, we have all the posts. Perfect. The image is just one in every post, but still we have a list. Now, what I want to do is I want to, by the click on the image, to go to a post page. So since we have a post page, let's see, first of all, what we do have here. We have post ID, right? Okay, so on the profile page, by clicking on the post, where's my post? Yeah, here. Click, router, push, name, it's gonna be a post, and we need to pass the params ID, post ID, right? Or not? Or we actually need, since we want to display it kind of this way, we will need a name as well, and the name from the account holder, right? So let's do it differently. Let's add a little bit. We're gonna pass ID and user ID, kind of. And the first one is gonna be post ID, and then gonna be user ID, which will be post sub ID. Was it sub? Was it sub? No, it was user ID. Sorry. User ID. Right. ID and user ID. Now, and let's see what we've got. So let's refresh, click, Sam. Come on, why is it not clicking? Missing required params user ID. No, I'm not missing it. I want to refresh. Did I add it? Yeah, I added on a profile. Sorry, wrong place. I need to add it here. Yeah, perfect. Now we go to the profile and let's go to this page. Is it clickable? Profile. Roller push. Click. Typo. Click, yeah, it takes the 5 ID of the post and second ID of the user. Sweet. Let's prepare the post page. Right, and let's do some scripting. So we will need, again, access to store, user store, const store, user store. We will need an access to root, import use root, and we create a const root use root. Using that root params ID and user ID, we need to find the appropriate post and appropriate user to use. So let's say we gonna have const post equals computed property And we will say here const subscriber equals store user entity subscribers find a sub where sub ID equals to root number again number root yeah params user ID. And let's say we want to return subscriber if we have such posts, find post where post ID equals to number root params ID. And here we're gonna populate, first of all, we're gonna say post photo in the image. Then icon, we need that like icon. Let's import hearth outline and use this for our icon. Then here in the we're gonna have an amount of likes, post likes, and here I want to have a post description. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see what we've got. Refresh. Let's go to Sam, pick up the first photo. We have likes, but we don't have actually, let's see what we've got. We have a root, we have a store, and we have a post which is undefined. Maybe worth trying number. Maybe I have a typing problems here. Number. Subscribers find root params user ID. Do we user ID and ID, right? User ID, sub ID, user ID, sub profile user ID, by the way. Yeah, we have it. Super cool. Let's go to the home page. Click here. Yep, perfect. We see the post. We go back and let's pick the Sam, for instance. Yeah, we have perfectly set IDs, let's say, and that's it. Basically, also the cool thing that this guy supports white and dark theme by default. Let's go to iPhone Pro, refresh. It supports the native kind of styles. Once again, if we switch to Galaxy, refresh, we're gonna see it here. You don't need to write any basically style. So we have not a single style here. We just have a markup. The markup is also pretty easy. You can always go to Ionic components and check, for instance, I want to use a card. Okay, here's a card. Here's the Vue code, here's the React. Okay, how is it gonna look on MD is Android. All right, I wanna see an alert, for instance, and this is a iOS alert. I wanna switch to MD, and here is the Android one, and a lot of other stuff. They have very easy grid, and you can see, for instance, you just assign a row, assign a column. And if you want to have like a specific size, you can just say column size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 12 or auto, right? Very easy. And it has so many components like this plus thingy, a button, infinite scroll icons. You have a bunch of icons that you can use. Input, also natively looking input for iOS and Android. You can also customize them, and yeah, it's really easy. You have some examples here with how it's called, with the masks, and so on and so forth. And yeah, you have thumbnail, for instance. So really a lot of stuff under the hood, which is really awesome. And the coolest thing is that this kind of application, which you are checking on the browser, can also run in the real devices. Yeah, so I have already prepared kind of an application, and in the next video we're gonna launch our app in the real simulator on an iPhone. Unfortunately only on an iPhone, because I don't have the Android Studio, but we can actually try somehow. So anyways, this is exactly that application that we've done, natively looking. This is kind of an iPhone. And we can click, go, see something, click, see again, we can back scroll kind of, and it's gonna work. So, and this is a real application. Yeah, it's running on the simulator, but this is absolutely real. But this is gonna happen in a new video. Thank you very much for watching. Hit a like and subscribe if you want, and see you in the next video. In the next videos, we're gonna deploy the application to the simulator. And in the next video, probably we're gonna use the Firebase for some more backend like storaging of the files, authentication, validation, even sending a confirmation emails. But that's gonna be in a little bit further days. See you folks, have a nice day.